Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new spaceship edition of Clone Evolution. Now, I'm feeling a lot better today. Today was actually the first day that I went through the whole day and I was like, you know what? I almost feel normal again today, finally. So, to be fair, by the end of the day, after a lot of work out in the yard, I managed to feel a bit run down again, but at least for most of the day, felt great. So I figured I'd celebrate today and have a beer. Now, I did try a beer yesterday and it wasn't so bad, and I figured I only had one, so maybe we'll try one or two tonight. Yeah, we got the new spaceship edition for the show tonight. We got the new spaceship. I haven't even tried it yet. And we got a bunch of people in the Discord who are asking space-related questions. Oh, Steadfast shared some awesome rock pictures. I gotta check those out. Or it's even a video. Yeah, with UV lighting. That's cool. I've actually got some UV lights. The only thing I noticed with UV lights, it sucks if you get dandruff. Not that I've ever had dandruff. No, any dry skin, man, it shows up in black lights like no tomorrow. Right, so Old Stinger was asking, how do we get the new moons? So we'll try to cover that. What else are we up to tonight in the show? Oh, fuck, I don't think I got my bed in Hunger Games in time. Son of a whore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. What else is new, right? If I didn't forget something, I'd be shocked. Alright, we're just going to pour a little bit of mead into a glass because I almost have none left. Oh, all 3N is here. All in. He says that he's just about finished his exams and he can rest all day long soon. Yeah, it's always nice, eh? Get the exams over with. Now, sometimes I think about all the times I stressed out in school over exams. Boy, those days long gone. Yeah, who never thought you'd look back in life and be like, oh, I miss the stress of having an exam. I think my last exam was probably in the year 2000. So yeah, around when I was 20 years old. Yeah, so that was quite a while ago. Now, back in my day, we used to buy drugs from gangs. Oh yeah, I got some other video game news tonight, which I thought good news, bad news, a little bit of Nintendo news. I don't know if anyone's been watching Nintendo stock, but it usually does a roller coaster. So it goes through peaks and valleys where the company does amazing and then it goes down to the shitter again. But really, they haven't had any shitter episodes for a long time, actually dating back to when the Wii U came out. I think the Wii U was the last big shitter for Nintendo. So what is it the company is starting to realize is they're facing the fork in the road now. People are wondering what do they mean when it comes to like what is Nintendo going to release for a new console. They've reached the point where they've maxed out what they can do with their existing technology, like their 1080 graphics, 720 graphics. And now they're facing the age where some consoles are even going up to 8K. So they're like really way in the dust now compared to what they used to be. Now Nintendo, when I was a kid, was actually the peak of technology, so it's been a while since Nintendo can say that shit, they actually had the top of the line console. So they came out with the Switch, and that was a great idea and all. Well, not personally for me. I don't really like portable gaming, so I didn't buy the Switch, but no, I was thinking it was a sales success because it managed to get parents to re-buy the same console over and over again for their kids every time they lose it. And now instead of just losing a portable, they're actually losing their home console. So yeah, Nintendo definitely cashed in big on the parent market on that one. But now they're starting to realize, like, what do we do now? Our technology's maxed. We've already released the best you can tablet. What are they going to do, make the screen bigger or something? Now, I was thinking maybe the route Nintendo should go is actually go the Wii U route, where they actually, you can use the console and the TV, like the portable, at the same time. Where a lot of people are questioning why Nintendo did that. Like, why did they release the Nintendo Switch and have it so that you can't use the console and on the TV at the same time? Because that's what Wii U used to be able to do. Still can. So yeah, a lot of games for Wii U had the advantage where you had two screens. So you're looking up at the TV, and then when you wanted to use the tracking or the maps with the touch screens, you actually had the option to. Or did Wii U have a touch screen? I don't even know. I haven't tried mine yet. I've owned a Wii U for like almost 6 months, haven't even played it yet. I've got no time for new consoles. Hey, Gusto, how's it going? All right. Oh man, that mead tastes good. I wish I had more of it. It's my last sip of mead, so I figured I'd start with that and then crack a beer after. All right, let's do the spaceships, since so many people have tuned in already. I haven't tried it out yet, so it'll be a little bit new and exciting for me. Oh, before we do that, let's do this. I always forget to do the tavern. Now, I was looking at what's coming up in the game next, and we got the casino event coming up. So shit, man, when we do the casino spins, we'll be able to give someone a new red star hero soon. So we're getting awful close to that. Awful in a good way. No, today I spent the whole day working outside. If you can tell, I'm starting to finally get a tan again. No, I was working on setting up the pool, and man, it was fucking hot out and sunny the whole day. In Canada, we really went from like winter weather straight to heat waves. There was no in-between spring weather, really. I literally like wore my winter jacket and shorts and t-shirts right after. Not much in the way of sweaters. Oh fuck, you'll never guess what happened today too. I was outside checking my fruit trees because I ordered some fruit trees, planted them. They pretty much looked dead, right? I was like, fuck, man, I planted these sticks in the ground. They're never going to grow. So what do you know? Lo and behold, I was watering and topping up some of the soil. I fucking noticed leaves started. I was like, son of a bitch, I actually got some new fruit trees that are growing. Mind blown. Alright, let's go to the spaceship. So if anyone's wondering, I'm going to have some pawpaw fruit possibly in 4 years. When we land a man or woman on the moon. Yeah, so that big Nintendo news, the stock price hasn't tanked yet, but it's definitely on the decline. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Nintendo. Not that I curse Nintendo or I want them to fail, but I really just like to see Nintendo step down a little bit and then have Sega bounce back. Because I really would like to see Sega back. I miss them so much. I don't know, some days I wonder, is my relationship with Sega something like an ex-girlfriend that's probably better off that we don't go down that road again. But on the other hand, you never know. Some ex-girlfriends are really nice. Alright, so let's see here. At least I've been fortunate. I haven't really had any super awful breakups, so no horrible exes to look back upon yet. Now, sadly, almost every one of my relationships just pretty much ended for no time. It's kind of weird, eh? It's like we live in a society where so many people are bored, yet hardly anyone has time to do anything. Alright, let's try the spaceship. Yeah, so some of the viewers were asking in the Discord, when you go to the Space Center, how the hell do you get these fucking new planets, right? So someone said what you have to do is keep building new spaceships. So far we built one new spaceship. I don't know, how do we activate it? Is it automatically activated? Kind of looks a little different. Let me check and see what picture of our spaceship's supposed to look like. Yeah, I'd say that's the new one. It looks exactly like the new one. Alright, so start to end. Oh, we haven't arrived yet. 5 hours. So at least we can launch attacks maybe while we wait. Oh, this one looks wounded. Alright, let's... Oh, fuck yeah. I think we can beat this one. Let's try it. Famous last words. Ooh, this ain't a bad pour. Sometimes I notice lately when I'm pouring beers, I can almost pour it so flat that I can make it no fizz. So I have to be careful. Make sure I leave at least a little bit of fizz. That's actually low on the fizz. I should have had maybe another 1/4 inch if I wanted proper beer pub flavor. Now, if anyone's never liked beer and they don't want to get addicted to it, never get these pub glasses. One of my friends, he's like, hey man, take this Rickard's pub glass. Try pouring beer in it at home. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Is it really going to do anything? Fuck, if all of a sudden I didn't start loving beer. How they design these pub glasses, man. No wonder people in pubs drink more. I always thought it was just the babes everywhere. There we go. Now, speaking of babes everywhere, I am trying to get out more these days, but I am also trying to focus on getting shit done at the same time. I don't really want to start getting into dating and then have no time again. Oh, the Aerospace Center is not even open for all 3 in yet. It could be something to do with a level cap. I noticed that the Hunger Games, it really wasn't open for me for a while either, and then all of a sudden I got to a level and then bam, Hunger Games every week since. Never went away ever again. Now, if anyone's wondering how the updates on the new recording studio for the show is going, fuck man, every day someone comes back to me with an even better estimate. It's starting to freak me out. I'm like, holy shit, man. Unless something really weird happens, well, I shouldn't jinx it, but it almost looks like there's a possibility it might happen. And I'm always so skeptical because I've been trying to get this recording studio built since the year 2012. So yeah, it's been a while in the making. 10 years now. Fuck. So yeah, that's all. I'll be shocked if it actually happens in like 10 years of trying and it might actually happen. First place I bought to build the recording studio sucked. Well, it was a super nice place, but the access to get into it sucked, so I had to get rid of that. Second place, it ended up getting infested with ticks, so I'm like, oh god, gotta get the hell out of there. Third place, we'll see what happens now. Yeah, thank God my lungs are pretty much back to normal. I was worried after getting the virus there and how bad my lungs felt for like at least 3 days. I was like, holy shit, man, this really is bad. I know some of the viewers are posting what their experience was like, and a lot of people got this bad sore throat. I was lucky I didn't go down the sore throat route. I've had bad sore throats in the past, so I know what that's all about. Fuck, I had strep throat so bad, my doctor didn't even want to go in the same room as me. He's like, oh my god, he's like, this is the worst he's ever seen it. And it was bad because I thought I had throat cancer, so I was like so depressed. I'm like, oh god, I'm dying. He's like, don't worry, you don't have throat cancer, it's just strep throat. Worst case you'd ever seen. I was like, phew. Yeah, that's why some people get paranoid to go to the doctor, not to offer health advice, but it's like, no, usually sometimes you get so paranoid the doctor's going to have horrible news, and next thing you know, it's just the most mundane thing, and you didn't realize it. So sometimes, yeah, it could be a better idea. Make sure to just contact the professionals before you self-diagnose. Give up. Yeah, let's give up. I know all about that. Just kidding. Alright, ooh, this one's looking good. Oh yeah, we can take this one down. No, when I got strep throat so bad that I almost died from it, it was basically my throat on the inside was so raw and tender, I couldn't even drink fluids anymore. So I was like, oh fuck man, I can't drink, I gotta go to the hospital. It was so funny too, when they gave me the antibiotics, it cured it up in a few hours. I was shocked how fast those were. Fuck man, antibiotics are like a lifesaver, literally. Now I think by the next day I was almost already better. After months of suffering with strep throat. My strep throat got so bad, I thought it was throat cancer, and I literally wrote my like biographies and everything. It was pretty hilarious. And I put it into like novel form and made it into a science fiction book. I haven't read it since I wrote it, so it'd be kind of interesting. It's in such a delusional state, I don't even know what I wrote. I even had it published in like a book form. It had like caseloads of the books. I don't know why I was so obsessed about writing at the time. I didn't even have anything good to write about. That was back when, yeah, fuck man. Well, how old was I then? Must have been my 20s. No, maybe even teenage years. Now that I think of it. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that as a giveaway on the show someday. We'll give away the Lelanders book that I wrote when I was dying when I was a teenager. I haven't read it since. It's like, who knows what's in it? I have no idea. I can't even really remember. All I remember is the publisher was very upset. She's like, oh my god, there's so many spelling and grammar errors. Are you sure you don't want me to proofread this before I publish it? I was like, you know what? I don't really want to correct all those because I like how it sounds like slang. And she's like, okay, whatever you want. Now, sometimes when you correct all the spelling and grammar, it does make it sound different, right? Like, when you're reading it, not to say slang is better and all, but sometimes I appreciate actual writing and how people talk, not making it sound like Shakespeare or something. Yeah, I think that's the one thing I learned from English class and getting forced to read all that Shakespeare crap is at least I realized that what language was just a few years ago and what it is now is like constant state of evolution. So you really shouldn't get too caught up in how language is now. Because I bet you like 100 years from now, people will be using a completely different form of talking. Some of it will be the same, but it'll be like the difference between Shakespeare and today's like laugh out loud shit on the internet. Not that I can see the future or anything, just guess. Now, the other big video game news, what was there? Oh yeah, someone was talking about how they started to cancel the last gen ports. So I don't know if anyone's noticed, if you go to play Grand Theft Auto 5, you can play it on 3 generations, maybe even more. Because you can play it on the Xbox, 360? You can play it on the Xbox One. And then, I don't know, can you play it on the next modern version? Or did they not release it for that one? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm going to have to play it on my PS4. And then I realized fuck man, it's even out on PS3. And could it be out on 3, 4, and 5? That'd be hilarious. So yeah, some of the console games, they decided to stop the porting. So they're like, yeah, they're not going to port some new games to PS4. And a lot of people started to bitch. They're like, what the fuck, why not, right? Like, a lot of these games are actually easily playable by the PS4. So why are they going to stop porting them? And then I was thinking, man, don't bitch about it too much because they're only going to do it temporary. So it'll be like the first few months or maybe even the first year or 2. it'll just be on PS5, and then they'll port it to PS4. It's probably just going to be a delay. I've noticed that too, like a lot of the games that I'm playing on like Xbox 360 or PS3, they don't look that different compared to the PS4 version. So it'll be interesting when I start playing PS5 to see the graphical upgrade. Now, people wondering why I'm not playing PS5. A, they're still hard to get. B, I could actually buy one because I've got friends in the industry, so they said whenever I want one, just let them know and they can get me it. But I'll just be tempted to resell it because I haven't even started playing my PS4 yet. So I'm way behind. I've got too many games to get caught up with. I don't know if anyone's seen my game shelf lately, but check it out. I've started to pack it so full of games that I got games going sideways now. Because I'm like, up and down just isn't enough room. So I'm putting them sideways in the shelf. It's because my roommate just keeps picking up more and more games. Even this shelf is getting full. And fuck yeah, a lot of them are high-end games that I got to start selling and using the money to build in the studio. No, obviously I don't have enough time to play that many games, so I really should start getting rid of some of them. Oh, what did we get here? We just unlocked some shit. Or no, we didn't unlock it, we looted it. Yeah, so I think what happens when the ship lands, now that we got the new ship, we should have unlocked another level on the same planet. And then once you beat every level on the planet, that's probably when you get the new planet. Takes a long way to work your way up to it. Alright, we should be able to beat this one. That's what she said. Ah, sorry, that was terrible. No, it's going to be funny when I go out on the road, and if my garage gets finished, I don't know, it's going to take me a while to come back and probably do another show. Hopefully we don't have like a month break in between episodes, but we'll see what happens. If the studio actually gets built, I'll have to set everything up for solar, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get hydro unless I can talk my neighbor into running an extension cord from his house. I only have one neighbor, so I really only have one chance. If the guy says no, I'll be fucked. Or not fucked, then I'll just have to put in solar. I don't know, solar's a pretty big investment, so if anyone knows what's the going rate of solar setups, let me know. Hopefully it's under 10 grand, because if it's under 10 grand, yeah, maybe going solar won't be too bad. I'm just worried solar costs like 30 grand to install, and then I'll be like, fuck it, I can't even afford it. Because you never know, man. Fuck. If solar happens to actually work, man, that'd be crazy. Start doing shows in a studio. Now, obviously, my studio, my family's basement isn't that bad, but it would be wild to have like a giant studio. Well, not giant, but bigger than a basement studio. Ooh, oh, I thought that was the enemy's health. That's how many attacks we have left. That was a big letdown. That's what she said. Alright, so let's attack the next one. Alright, so what other video game news was? The end of previous generations. To me, it's not that bad, because I still have a long way to go before I catch up to PS4. Fuck, I must have at least 200-300 games to try. How long is that going to take? Especially if I actually like some of the games. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to show everyone too. My roommate got into collecting, what was it, the Guitar Hero games and all the band games. So now I actually have 2 guitars. Here's a Gibson guitar. And that other guitar, excuse me, that one is like a big pink one. And I was surprised. The guitar peripherals for consoles, they're actually pretty good compared to what I thought they were. No, for some reason I thought they were really gimmicky, but they actually have some neat button configurations to them. Definitely more effort went into those controllers than I thought. Yeah, I should just show people what I'm talking about. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Guitar Hero controller. It's fucking wild. I don't know, I'd always seen it in stores before, but I never actually bought one or picked it up, so... Now this one says Guitar Hero. It says Guns N' Roses. It's got some sort of weird bar in the middle or a pedal that you can press up and down, which that's weird. And then it's got this whammy bar that can actually spin around. And then what else does it got? Oh yeah, and then it's got the PlayStation button for like pressing home. It's got a D-pad, so you can actually like control a normal D-pad. It's got the select and start buttons. And then it's got all the regular buttons like X, 0, square, triangle, L1, and they're all in the neck. So I guess that's probably for the buttons for the game part of it. It's got this big strap. So it has actually like a very guitar, almost like mandolin feel to it. I was kind of shocked how much I like it. I haven't played it in the game yet because I'm not really into rhythm games, but I don't know. As far as like a control peripheral, I can see why collectors are into these. Pretty cool. I'm not really into normal guitars either because it's one of the things that I'm so envious of other people's. Music has got to be my worst skill. And I don't think I'm worse at anything but music. Some women may argue with that, but I'm just kidding. Oh shit. Alright, I've got to take those out. I figured I should do that right away. If anyone's ever bought products that come with batteries, make sure you open them and take the fucking batteries out. Why? Because this happens. Fucking battery exploded on the inside. I don't know how bad the damage is. It looks a bit rusted, but I think we're okay. If not, I'll give it to my buddy Frank, and he's like a Nikola Tesla for fixing shit, so I bet you he can fix it. Nah, that's what I was thinking, man. If I can get Frank to be my roommate at my place up north, I'll be set for having someone who knows what they're doing to help fix shit. No, I think she picked up those guitars at the sale for like dirt cheap. Or I think it was a garage sale or something. $1 or $2 or something like that. And then I looked them up online. They are worth a lot more than $1 or $2. You're not getting rich off them, but yeah, they're definitely worth more than $1 or $2. Now I've got so many of the Guitar Hero games, so maybe I'll get around to trying one day. One day. Oh yeah, that was a quick victory. Alright, so I was debating today, once the casino event comes up, really, what are we going to pick for our hero to give the red star to? I know we kind of settled on Genie. Genie does seem like the best hero to give it to. I'm thinking that's the best route too. Tengu with his red stars are nice and all, but really Genie he's the way. No, George is usually right about a lot of things, so wouldn't be surprised if he's right about that as well. Now, if anyone wants to try to prove George wrong and there's a better way to go with that red star, just let me know and maybe I'll consider it. I won't hold it against you if it fucks everything over. Or I will. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so I think there was some other big video game news. What did I talk about? Nintendo. And we talked about that. Oh, Entropia, the game. Yes, we'll have to do an Entropia show soon. Couldn't believe how much Entropia news has been coming up lately. I figured that'd be the case because, yeah, we're getting closer to that new game engine. Now, if anyone's ever heard of Clone Evolution doing updates and stuff, imagine they updated the whole game engine. So it's like it's not even the same game anymore. That's what Entropians are going through. Alright, let's try this battle. I don't think we're ever going to beat this until we get some more Zoros. I'm pretty sure if I had a team of 4 Zoros, I could beat this. 3 possibly, but yeah, 2 definitely starting to get more into the territory of beating it. Oh yeah, that was some hardcore garbage. I've actually done so well in this that I killed all the minions and got to the main boss and got him to like half health. You'd never guess it by watching how bad we did there. So I don't know, I must have changed the heroes around or something, and that's just a really shitty combination. Has nothing to do with my team actually sucking. Now I figured that's what was going to happen. Eh? It's like when I started getting all these plans ready for everything to work out up north, everything sort of started to seem like it was going well for going up north. And I'm like, you know what? Bet you the universe is going to try to throw me a curveball. It's like all of a sudden something amazing is going to happen in the city to try to keep me here so that I don't go up north. And that's what it seems like now. All of a sudden, like, all these people want to hang out that haven't wanted to hang out in ages. And I'm like, what is going on, right? Like, what are the odds of that happening? So I'm still not going to buy into it. It's like, even if the universe does throw me these curveballs, I really want to get this studio done up north. I know I might be a little bit stubborn about it. It is the Taurus month or whatever, but God, it's a project I've been working on for a fucking decade, and I have a chance to finish it. If now is not the time, I don't know when is. Never. Now I keep getting good news about job prospects up north as well, so even if I fucking tank and my YouTube channel just gets so bad I can't make any income, then I'll still have a backup plan where it's like, yeah, there'll actually be some jobs there as well. And obviously I can't live there until I get the house fixed up enough, but man, I'm starting to wonder how possible that is. For fucking already there at the garage, there's a chance. Alright, so let's see. Who do I want to build up? Let's try starting it and see if anyone's already flashing. Gotta pay attention to what we're fucking doing here. So she was already flashing. Who went there? Was that Suzo? Was he already flashing? Was that what happened? Alright, so let's take him out. If Suzo's already at full special, save him for the boss. I think she was already at full special, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, we'll bring Genie in. We'll try to get the rest of these people up to full special and sub them out. Now, if you do this trick right, getting people to full special and subbing them out, it'll really help you beat the final boss. If you don't do this trick, you'll be fucking yourself, and not in a good way. Okay, Genie's at full special. Should we swap out Genie? I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll do it. Genie's swapped out. He's full. Now, that's what I figured the universe was probably going to do too as well. I shouldn't look at it as too bad of a sign that now everyone wants to hang out all of a sudden. It'd almost be like the universe wants to make it seem like everything's not set in stone to be so easy, that there actually is a choice. Even though if the choice itself turns out really it's just an illusion. But to give you the option, it's like, hey, you looks like you had a choice. You could have picked something else. The grand illusion. That destiny wasn't always in stone. I try to hate looking at it that way, that there's no way to actually choose things. Things are going to happen one way or the other. It's always nice to believe that you really do have a choice. Some sort of thing that you could do to alter what's really going to happen. So, ooh, who will be in special after this battle? I'm hoping Monk. If we can sub out Monk with the full special, that's really the good one. Yes, Monk is full special. Ooh, even the fire chick. Segment. Now, I was house sitting a cat this week, and I figured he would like it if I shaved the beard, because normally when cats, when they try to push their face on you, if you have whiskers, they really like it. So I had the cat, after I shaved, he's like at my head, and he's just like rubbing his head on mine constantly. I'm like, all right, enough. No, the cat looks just like Sekhmet too. That's where I was going with that. I was like, I knew I was talking about something there. Oh yeah, we can take out Monk and Sekhmet. Alright. Obviously, we'll sub them back in when we need them, but I figured why not, right? Like, get as many heroes as you can, charged up to full. Like, I mean, full power and rage. So that way when you get to the final boss, you can swap them back in the team, and they're ready to explode. Oh yeah, and if anyone's wondering what's my other plan for the recording studio up north, one thing I want to add to the YouTube channel is I want to do a stationary, like, live camera. And I was thinking, man, if I can get a fucking giant antenna tower, put it either attached to my garage or house, get it up there like 2 or 3 stories, and then put a long range 4K camera so I can point it at either the lake or the mountain. Some people might think, oh, no one will ever watch it, but I don't know. We'll test it out and see. Could be one of those things that's just too remote of a location. No one will care to ever tune in to watch it, but at least some people might. I know I would watch it, so hopefully some other people have the same taste. Now, the main thing I want to do with it is do some star time-lapse videos at night. Especially up there. Like, the fucking stars are unreal. My studio will be in a location that'll make most stargazers just drool. See, some people are like, oh, you put a studio for YouTube way out in the middle of nowhere. Isn't that a really bad idea? It kind of sucks. No way to make money off of it. Who knows? Maybe that nature camera. Alright. Fuck, man. This battle is hard, eh? We're not beating it with the current heroes. Surprised. This looks beautiful. Let's try swapping that. If that doesn't work, maybe we'll change it to green shield. Yeah, I still can't believe it. Oh, there we got that person defeated. Now, if I have some luck and tomorrow I'll be out in the yard, now I'm going to put the pool together. Maybe I'll do a time-lapse video for it so people can see what assembling my pool is like. I was going to do a time-lapse for the work I did today, but I didn't really get much done, so it wouldn't have been that impressive. And what I was carrying was like these giant concrete blocks, and it was super dangerous, so I was like, oh fuck, man, I don't want to film it because it's just going to jinx me. You know, when you film, that's just bound for accidents to happen. So thank God I was able to move all the giant concrete blocks without any accidents. Alright. Yeah, this battle went much better with that position change. See, changing positions can be a good thing. That's what she said. There we go. Holy fuck. How the hell are we supposed to beat this battle? We're against Joker, and he has a fucking level 4 segment. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's see how bad this battle goes. God. The hell's their problem, man? Why do they gotta do that shit? I don't know, we got so much healing in this. I was thinking maybe we can stall it out and just poison the shit out of them. I don't know. What I could do is, like, just to beat this team, start to use all the heroes that I'd saved up for the boss. Because it doesn't look like we're going to beat this even with those heroes. This is fucked. At least our team has enough healing that it's like, holy shit, so much healing, we might actually heal our way through this. Holy, what the hell's going on, eh? It's like our healing is keeping us alive. I'm surprised. We're definitely not winning though, alright? The only way we could beat this, I'm pretty sure, is if we bring in Monk, right? Because Monk will be able to fucking tear him a new one. He'll take out at least one person every attack. And once he starts picking away at different team members, we should come out with very few casualties. I'm surprised our defense is able to keep up with Joker though, right? Like, look at this. We're healing enough to maintain. I never even noticed that, eh? When you play these campaigns, they actually put you against other people's teams. Unless that's just a coincidence that it's Joker's name. Now I was hoping maybe we could stall out and just like kill like Alice or something and then let the rounds run out. And then come back in with a stronger team. But if we get any deaths, then I'll be like, fuck it, let's just restart. That's one lucky thing if you add Monk to your team. If no one's ever had Monk, he gets stronger as he goes. So yeah, sure, he might not kill anyone the first few times, but oh, there, we got her. But as the battle continues, then you can start tearing him a new one. Fuck, why is Sea King not healing anymore? Yeah. There we go, Sea King. Gotta get that health up there. Alright, while this match continues, hopefully we don't die. I'm just gonna go run grab another beer. If anyone wants one, just put it in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. Before I sit down. Oh, fuck. Son of a whore. How did we die? How? How? The hell, man. I leave for 1 second, or a few seconds, to go get one beer, and fucking Sea King dies on us. The hell's going on, man? What's his problem? Why wasn't he getting healed? Son of a fuck. How close are we to winning without him? That's all I want to know. If we can still win this and Sea King's the only death, maybe we'll let it pass. Not to make fun of Sea King, but he is very replaceable. Now, to be fair, who is it? Duplo Lego used to tell us that, or she probably still does, that Sea King is the best hero. She likes to soup hers really high up there, like 3 red stars. I don't know, Duplo Lego didn't have the greatest luck in the Hunger Games. I was hoping she would at least make it through the first round. So better luck next time. Maybe Sea King isn't the greatest. I don't know, he works great for her in that arena. I've definitely seen that proven. Fuck, I poured it too little fizz again. Alright, Sea King was our only casualty. It's not the end of the world. Alright, who are we gonna sub in for Sea King? Fuck, man, this team is a hard one. Let's try Robin Hood. Now my backyard is starting to go in nice. Like right now, we don't have much privacy in our yard because we don't have any of the vines growing. But once the grapevines grow in, it usually turns everything to very private. So I'll try to do maybe a little bit more backyard videos once we get some privacy. Thinking once all the grapevines and privacy grows in, that's when all the topless babes can come over and use the pool. You can only dream. Now, who knows? Maybe that'll be the OnlyFans edition. I can only dream. Never know. People are saying they're coming over more. We'll see. Boom. Oh, come on. Are we not doing any damage here? Is it just me? This battle is going to shit. I know, compared to the last battle we just fought, I thought this one would be easier. I guess she is substantially weaker than Sea King. Fuck, we're not doing any damage or what? Oh yeah, it must be because it got Genie. There, we did some damage. Oh, we got the healer stun. Hit him. Oh, I call that a hit. Fuck. Yeah, this team combination is really so much healing, but hardly any hitting, right? It's not near enough punch in these attacks. Hey, what Gremlin? How's it going? No, thanks everyone who keeps joining the Discord too. I noticed everyone's very active in it. Sorry I suck at keeping up with social media. I know most days I get too carried away just reading articles and arguing with people on Facebook and never get caught up with everything. Hopefully one day I'll break free of all the social media addictions. No, but usually I have a hard time keeping up with messages, that's for sure. I know a lot of times I'll start like a huge conversation on Facebook and just give up halfway through. Can't keep reading it all. No, not to nag anyone about abortions too. I know it's a rough issue. I know a lot of women I know that have had abortions, so it kind of sucks to debate the issues that hit home. I'm not even really against abortions either. I'm just kind of freaked out about people that glorify it as like the greatest thing ever. That kind of freaks me out. I always figured abortions are one of those things that, yeah, it sucks and you only do it unless you have no other choice. Oh. Alright, let's try bringing a bit stronger attack. Less healing, more attack. Try that. A little bit of Zoro Punch. Maybe you can reflect their attacks right back at them, or just die in the process. Oh, thank you. I got an auto-tune feature going. Yes, I just noticed that. Not sure how to turn these off. Now the Bluetooth light is flashing, but not the Electron. Did that change it? Why the hell is Bluetooth flashing? Hey, Steadfast, how's it going? Now what my board has here is an Electron feature where I can actually auto-tune my voice to different pitches. So sometimes I accidentally hit that or it just turns on. Oh, it's back to normal. Okay, that's good. I don't know if we could call it good, but... Nah, some days I'm so envious when I listen to other people record because I'm like, oh, their voice, so clear. You can understand what they're saying. Oh, I can only dream. No, I like those UV lights that Steadfast shared. I used to be really into UV lights. What was it? I think I built a... No, was it a light? No, I'm thinking a strobe light. Now, one of the electronics courses, I built a strobe light. For some reason, I was thinking I built a UV light, but no. I think I just bought that one. No, it was so funny. I was taking an electronics course in high school. I wasn't very good at it, but I had a lot of friends in the class. And a lot of my friends were really good at it. So what happened was we had an assignment where we had to build a strobe light. And it was funny too, because you had to pay money out of your pocket because all the components to build the strobe light costed like $10 or whatever. So everyone pitched in the $10 and got the components and started building the strobe light. and you had to design the circuit board. So you had to actually design a circuit board, draw all the tracks and lines, etch it so that it would come out and work. And then, what was it, solder in all the components, and then plug it in, see if it worked. And it was so funny because I had such a hard time doing it. I kept having to ask people for help, and everyone helped me, so I was like, oh man, everyone's just gonna work and mine's gonna break. And guess what happened? When everyone turned theirs on, hardly anyone's worked, and mine was one of the only ones that did. And I'd like to take credit for it, but it was everyone helping me. So I was thinking it was so ironic that everyone helping me, theirs didn't work. But everyone helped actually got mine working. So I was like, yes, finally I paid the $10 and got a strobe light. I don't even know what I ever did with that strobe light. Oh, George is around. No, I haven't seen George yet today, but it's early enough he might. I think he works morning shift, so he doesn't really stay up much past 11. Unless he's on the road. Wasn't he saying that he travels a lot sometimes too, right? No, George has definitely got all the information. Every time he tunes in, I'm like, alright, finally George is here. Not just because he super chats every time. No, it was pretty wild. The one guy up north, he gave me some more estimates this week, and I was like, man, if I wasn't trying to like get the dirt cheap possible, I would actually consider his estimate, because damn, I think I'm gonna actually hire him to help build a deck. Because that's the one thing that really sucks about my place up north, is a lot of the places, parts that need renovations, is I need a new deck for the front porch. So maybe I'll hire him to build that. Yeah, because he had some great prices. Hopefully his work is still good. That's the one thing you gotta be careful, right? You hire someone really cheap. And he wasn't super cheap, but at least he was affordable. Alright, let's try bringing in more attack punch. Zoro's just not doing it for us. Let's try Monk. He can pack a punch. Yeah, I was trying to think of a way that I could pay everyone back who's been helping me up north. Because, yeah, I got people offering to help with the demolition. People helping me get a hold of the Mennonites to get more estimates. People helping me with translating some French stuff. It's really, I'm so lucky that I got teams of people that help me. I'd be fucked if it wasn't for that. But, yeah, really, it's like, maybe I'll hold a big barbecue. I was trying to think of what the hell I could do. So yeah, hopefully if I get the garage built, I'll buy a barbecue. I'll put it in the garage, and we'll host a big barbecue. So I'll have a whole bunch of like hot dogs, sausages, maybe even steak. Yeah. Maybe we'll go all out for this barbecue. Although I suck at cooking steak. I always thought steak would be so easy, but man, when I tried cooking steak on the barbecue, it came out like a fucking leather insole. So I was like, dear God, what the hell did I do to this steak? Oh, the one time I made ribs on the barbecue, dear God, the worst ribs I ever had. Couldn't even eat them. So yeah, maybe I'll hire a chef to help with the barbecue. Oh, a standard Civic. Oh, wow. Yeah, one of my friends, he used to drive a standard Civic. He was really hard on the transmission, and he used to like to get it to jump. So, you know, like when you change gears, if you change it smooth, nothing happens. You don't really notice. But if you don't change it very smooth, it'll tend to like jump. So yeah, he would do the jump on purpose, and he had a brand new Honda Civic, and he literally totaled the transmission in just like a year or two, just from doing that little jump every time. People tried to tell him too, they're like, man, don't do that jump, it's hard on the transmission. But he thought it was just so cool. And it was kind of cool. It made it feel like you're in a race car. Would just jump. But yeah, not good for the transmission, boy. No, I never did learn to drive standard. No, I had bad luck with driving. I really never had my real full driver's license until I turned 20. And then I only had it for a year or two before it got suspended. So I didn't have much of a long driving career. Technically, my doctor said he could help me get my license back, but it's really so expensive that I haven't really considered even trying, because I was like, fuck it. If I want to save money, one of the best ways to do it is not driving. If I fucking start driving, there goes all my money out the window. And I know it sucks, because most times like, shit, I should just get a car or start fucking picking up women all over town. Not those kind of women. That didn't sound right, sorry. Now, I've never had problems with getting rides from people because I know so many people and I live in a big city, so it's like I can literally just call anyone if I need a truck, a ride, or a van. My brother has like a whole fleet of trucks and a whole bunch of people that can drive them, so there's never a point where I'm like, oh god, I need a drive and I can't get one. And not to mention there's such good transit, so if I don't even want to bug people for rides, I can just use the bus whenever I want. I was worried about using transit because of the whole lockdowns and getting used to the virus, but I've already had the virus twice, and I know I shouldn't be not worried about it, but survived it twice so far. Knock on wood. No, last time I shouldn't be joking about it. It was rough. My lungs were sore for a good week. Almost 2 weeks, sore lungs. It was fucking not hard to breathe sore, but still, fuck, didn't feel good. Definitely not fun. Now, I was even thinking about it, if I should have went for the jab, because it could have maybe lessened the symptoms, so wouldn't have even got sore lungs. I don't know. It's hard to say, because I don't know, I talked to a lot of people that got it. Most people just got sore throats and stuff. So I was kind of surprised that I was one of the people that got the sore lungs. But then again, I vaporized and smoked too much, so yeah, that's probably a good contributor to why. Nah, my stomach is a little bit sore. I should maybe not drink too much beer tonight. So tempting though, now that I'm feeling normal again, just to enjoy some beer. Oh, there, finally we killed them. Oh, they went tombstone. Yeah, I feel kind of safe when I'm on the bus for some reason. I don't know, I've been taking it so many years. I know some people get freaked out. Last time when I was in Toronto, I almost got freaked out because there's some guys that were yelling and screaming on the bus. Really horrible obscenities, but then I found out it wasn't that, it was just some Tourette's, so it wasn't actually as bad as I thought. I was like, oh shit, is someone gonna attack or something? I ended up sitting right next to the guy practically. Fuck, we're gonna have to reset this, man. We're dying here. We're not killing them. Fuck. Yeah, Wind of Fury died, so let's try bringing in more attack. I know we're supposed to save all of our heroes for the end, but we really got no choice. We're getting our asses wiped, and not in a good way. So let's bring in the full bananas. Tear him a new one. Yeah, when I was growing up, I grew up in a city that was around 100,000 people, so a lot of cases people would make fun of the bus because they'd be like, you know what, almost everyone has cars, hardly anyone takes the bus. But then when I started to party in Toronto and like different bars and stuff, I started to meet women all the time that didn't care if you had a bus or if you had a car or rode the bus or what. And then I realized it's more of a population thing in cities. If you go to the really big cities, a lot of people just don't have cars. So no one really cares if you do. But if you go to like a medium-sized city, then yeah, people are probably going to make fun of you because they'll be like, oh, why don't you have a car? And that's one thing too, when I was buying real estate up north, the real estate agent was making fun of me. She's like, are you sure you want to buy property like way out in Kearns? It's like, you don't even have a car. How the hell are you going to get here? I was like, well, I could just take the bus as far as Kirkland Lake, and once I get to there, then I can take a cab the rest of the way. She's like, isn't that expensive? And I'm like, well, it's not that super cheap, but it's doable. And back then it was like 40 bucks on cab. Who knows how much it'll be now. Hey, Mako Actus, why not Twitch? I actually do have a Twitch, but I haven't really been cross-posting much. I don't know, for me, I don't really understand Twitch. That's another reason. Like, for me, YouTube is pretty clear on how to monetize stuff. I don't really know how Twitch works. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. No, I probably will get back into Twitch one day. Why not? You know what I was thinking? One of these days, I might actually get a show producer. And if I can get a show producer, then they'll be helping with all that shit. They'll get everything on Twitch, they'll get it on, who knows, maybe even TikTok, for God's sakes. Alright, another victory. Obviously, I'd like to be a better show producer, but I've been trying to do it for years. I'm kind of okay, but I really run out of patience to do it. Like, even figuring out OBS, that took me so many years. Yeah, I still haven't figured it out completely, but at least I got it working better than before. To some degree. Yeah, I don't know how many times I'd be like on a dating site or something and I'd be like, hey, try to pick up some environmentalist girl who's like really into the green party and being vegan and all this. And then I'd mention that I don't have a car, thinking she would be okay with that because she wants to save the planet and all that. And she'd be like, oh no, if you don't have a car, there's no deal. Relationship over. And I'm like, really? It's like, wow, I thought you'd be at least a little bit more considerate. I'm saving the planet. Oh well, to each their own. Now, I always kind of figured if I was not dating a girl that was just going to dump me because I didn't have a car, it's probably for the best. Because, like, what happens if my license got suspended in the future? Like, your whole marriage is over. It's good to find out sooner than later. No, I'm so tempted. Like right now I'm house sitting for someone and they even said that I can throw a party. I wasn't going to throw a party at first because yeah, I was feeling sick. But now that I've tested negative and it's been like a week or two, it's like, man, oh yeah, it's close to 2 weeks now. No, but I better not. Never know, throw a big party, who knows what could happen. But if a few hot babes want to drop by, I'm just kidding. No, it's so nice having a big clean house too, right? I'm like, God, now I can finally invite people over and not have to clean. And just invite them to someone else's house. Boom. No, that's what I really miss about having my own place. Because when I don't have my own place, I really can't clean it the same way I want to. Because I'm like, fuck, man, if I got my own place, I could just throw out everything I don't want, make everything cleaner because you have less junk laying around. But then if you share a place, they're like, oh, let's keep some of this, let's keep some of that. Next thing you know, the whole place is filled with junk. Oh shit, yeah, speaking of Japan. Oh, you have a partner that lives in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Yeah, I think that's the capital of Argentina, isn't it? No, one of my friends always talked about Argentina because he was from there. He always talked about how better Argentina was. I was like, well, why the hell are you here then? I guess they worked so hard to immigrate here. Once they found out it was worse, they're like, oh, fuck, let's just stay anyway. Oh, let's get our hands on the gold chest. Yes! Man, I love the gold chest. Alright, so my, what was it, colleague that worked in real estate, what exactly did they do? The partner who lives in Buenos Aires. Yeah, my one friend from Argentina, I guess he's kind of in real estate. He's doing property maintenance for the student residences. So what happened was the University of Waterloo, they built these giant condo towers. Like they're like, I don't know, 50 stories or whatever. So anyways, there are like tons of super rich Chinese students. So I don't know if you heard about the Canadian immigration thing. It's I don't even think the students are really coming here to immigrate, but some people said that a lot of the big money people in China, what happens is they got the communist government can take their money at any time. So what they'll do is they'll send their kids to a Canadian school and they'll load them up with as much money as they can. So they'll send the kid here with like a McLaren F1 or something in the parking garage. Not to say that's what all the Chinese families are doing, but yeah, it's definitely like a weird situation, right? Like you go to these 50-story condos, you go into the basement car garage, and it's loaded with McLaren F1s. So it's like, holy fuck, like crazy rich, right? So I don't know what's going on, like, yeah, how much money laundering from China is going into Canadian universities. But yeah, that's what one of his jobs is, like maintaining the buildings. So when one of the students comes and like says, hey, I gotta move back to China, can you like empty out my unit? His job will be to like take all their stuff and throw it to the curb. I could just imagine some of the stuff they gotta throw out. I remember when I used to have that job, you would go into the student housing and it'd be all their stuff. So they literally just leave the country and all their stuff is left behind. And the boss tells you just to throw it all out. So you're like, what? Like, just throw out an entire apartment? It's like, what the fuck, right? Seems so weird, right? Like, you're picking up furniture, like TVs and dressers, just throwing it all into the dumpster. It's like, what the fuck? Such a wasteful way to live, but that's the fucking money laundering, right? Now, I've got other friends that got into real estate just buying and reselling houses, brokers. What other real estate stuff? Oh, I've seen some people get into virtual real estate where they like film real estate. So if people want to sell houses, they can help them because they'll film it for them. Oh yeah, virtual real estate. Some of the Entropia games that I play. Yeah, you can get your own apartment. Excuse me. I'm paid to unlock shopkeeper features. Get people shopping in your apartment. And they can use real cash. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, the Japanese thing. If anyone heard of Satoshis, the good old Bitcoin currencies. I don't know what happened, but let's check it out. If anyone's got insider information, they could fill us in. Actually, I think there was a guy who was telling me about it just before this happened. He actually commented on my Facebook wall, and he has like one of the best shows around. So I was like, why the fuck is he even on my wall? I was so surprised. Now, if anyone knows anyone who, like, family members who are into cryptocurrency, make sure you just call them and make sure they're okay, right? Not to say that everyone's going to jump off a building, but yeah, the cryptocurrency, it's not looking good. Let's give an update. No, I always worried about crypto, so that's why when I was promoting it, I always warned people, make sure that you can only invest what you can afford to lose. Yeah, because a lot of people lost half their income today, or half their life savings. A lot of them dropped like 50, 60%. That's like across the board, right? But on the bright side, I guess if anyone's looking for a time to buy in, it really hasn't been this low ever. So if there was really a buy-in time, I guess now would be the time. Not to give financial advice. But isn't this fucking crazy how bad it all tanked? Let's make it bigger so we can see it. That's what she said. Yeah, Bitcoin's down 30%, so it's trading in the 30 grand range. Ethereum dropped 30% today. US dollar was kind of okay. Beyonce down 36, Dogecoin 40%. BitTorrent down large. Fuck, BuySwap, that was the one I almost invested in. God, am I glad I didn't. I would have lost everything. Wow, that was close. Right, so yeah, and if anyone did lose everything in that, try to remember money isn't everything, and who knows, maybe it'll rebound in no time. With cryptocurrency, it's like a roller coaster, right? Up and down, up and down. It's like looking in the mirror. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So no, it's like looking at my weight on the scale. Up and down, up and down. Oh God, man. Yeah, I should have realized the time that I ended up catching the virus was when I was well overweight. So I was like, fuck, man, when they talked about being overweight and being a factor, definitely seemed like it was. Not to offer health advice. Now, if anyone's wondering why I don't ban Naked HD from the chat, tried it last time. It only made the chat 100 times worse, where we just got like 10 times the messages. So we'll just let Naked HD post whatever and hope they're gone soon. No, I'll try not to hold it against spammers, because I used to be a telemarketer too, so I know what it's like to try to spam people for a living. It's not the easiest job. That's for sure. Although the one job I had, telemarketing, it was a fucking blast. I was literally like in a telemarketing office where everyone was a party animal. It was literally like the picture, like everyone going from a party to an office and then telemarketing. That's basically what it was. Even our boss was like the biggest partier out of everyone. And everyone was the same age. We're all like high school students. It was hilarious. I really wish I would have had a camera for that job. Fuck, man, that would have been... It would have been like The Office on steroids. Or on weed. Or an ecstasy. No, for some reason, a lot of the people at the office, they were doing ecstasy and cocaine. But I didn't like either of those drugs, so at least I stayed away from that part of it. I don't know, for me, E was always weird, because I was like, why the hell would I want to do a drug that makes me hornier already? Or hornier than I already am? It's like I don't have a low libido that I need a drug to increase it. And not to imagine, you wouldn't want to start fucking the chemical balance in that area. Yeah, that telemarketing job, holy shit, it was a rush. Like, you would go into the office every day and it was like everyone that you liked to party with was all just having fun. It was like, holy shit. The only shitty part is you had to do some telemarketing. Everyone else was just trying to like hang out and chat with each other, and everyone was on breaks smoking together. Everyone would just party right after work, so it was just like you would just go from one party, they would take a little break at the office for a while, and then go right back to partying. I wonder how many offices are really like that, right? Imagine it's just like telemarketers, or maybe people that work in other offices are like that. I don't know, I worked in a few different offices, and one office was just a whole bunch of old ladies, where everyone was like 40 or 50 years old, so that office wasn't the greatest parties. It was okay, but... Now, I get scared when I see crypto drop like this, because, you know, some people, they take money so seriously that, well, sometimes it really is like a life and death decision. They'll lose their family, they'll lose their house, so, yeah, I hope everyone in that crypto situation's okay. Try to remember, as long as you're still breathing, you can rebound, right? You know, some people are like, oh God, it's the end, I have to commit suicide over cryptocurrency. It's like, well, you could always get more money. You never know, you might win the lottery tomorrow, fuck. Money's one of those things that comes and goes. So you really can't get that fucked or worked up over it. I know it's hard to say that when you lose like tens of thousands. I think the biggest amount I ever lost was around 10,000, so I kind of relate to big losses, but... Yeah, anything over the 1,000 mark, that's really when it hits home, right? You're like, oh God. That was a really shitty loss. I remember back when I was a kid and I would get ripped off for like $40. I'd be like, oh God, that $40. Oh, I'm so mad. Now I think about it, I'm like, God, I was mad about $40. It's all a matter of perspective, right? Bet you in the afterlife we'll look back and we'll be like, oh man, we were upset about that. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, the one thing that bothered me about cryptocurrency as well was the whole digital nature to it. It seems a little bit too digital for me. It reminds me of NFT files. Alright, speaking of things crashing like crypto, the game just crashed, so we'll watch the Vaporizer commercial and we'll be right back. I'll go grab one beer and hopefully we'll be back at the same time. I'll be right back. Back. Holy shit, how many bottles here today? Oh fuck, I gotta load the game. That will help. Alright, game is back. Excuse me. Alright, today's new spaceship episode is brought to you by
Crunk. It'll fuck you up. Woo. Excuse me. Sorry, it's the beer's fault. I had nothing to do with it. Suki, Dan.
Jim, Ray, and Travis. Thanks a million. And let's go back to the affiliate links. Now, I really got to check Patreon. Sorry if anyone else has signed up or canceled. I haven't really checked it in like 6 months, so I really got to get on that. I'm the worst. Alright, so anyway, Society 6. Finishing quick is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hideout TV. Pay you to watch videos, swag bucks to shop, GameKit to try games, and free Bitcoin. It's a wallet system for crypto. Now, I should really give a shout out to everyone at Hideout and GameKit again, too. Some of the viewers that have been doing that shit are just, like, killing it. I think the one guy that's been doing GameKit, I don't know how he's done it, but he's, like, destroying it. So, congratulations to him. I'll have to get his name again sometime. And who else was it? Hideout TV. Someone is just killing it on that too. So I don't know how they've done it, but someone actually figured out how to make good money off those referrals. So just try to remember that. It's difficult as fuck to get going on some of these, but the people that do, I don't know how, but they're doing amazing. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know how. There is ways to do it, but it takes dedication, so congratulations to those people. And I got bonus from the referral from it, so yeah, thanks a million from that too. Yeah, just make sure you follow the regional laws, especially be careful with the Bitcoin stuff. I know a lot of people are probably like, holy shit, now's the time to buy into Bitcoin. But to me, it really does seem risky still. Fuck, though, if I had an extra 10 grand laying around and I wasn't buying a studio right now, I'd probably be tempted. But I'm not an investment advisor, so just remember that. Oh yeah, and just remember the laws for the virtual made sex machines for adults and men only. But if ladies need one, they know who to call. Just kidding. Now I am trying to get out more. $10 off on a purchase of $150 or more. Just use the coupon code LYINGBS. That's LYNBSN. It is a real coupon code, and remember, I get a kickback from that, so just to disclose. Right, yeah, some people love it, others hate it. Some love it way too much. Alright, let's go back to the game. There's the game. Oh, an artist. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out more art sometime. I used to go to art galleries. I haven't been to one in quite a while. Now, it was funny. One time I was in an art gallery, and I kind of knew that I had submitted some art, but I didn't really know that it was going in an art gallery. So it's like I was in an art gallery and my art was there. I was like, what? My art is in an art gallery? And it was just because I won an art contest when I was like a kid. I think I was in like grade 1 or 2 or something. So apparently I wasn't always terrible at art. I think after grade 2, it went all downhill from there. But yeah, apparently I was so good at art, it made it into a fucking art gallery. Now, it's one day I was thinking I should go to that art gallery and see if the art is still in there. Be like, what the fuck? Can you imagine it was? I bet it has to be gone. There's no way it could still be in there. That was like 40 years ago. Maybe not 40, but yeah, 30 years ago at least. Yeah, but what a shocker, eh? It's like you never guess, especially if you're not really an artist. Like, how the hell did my art get in an art gallery? No, what happened, the story behind it, I was a kid in school, and there was some art class, and we did art, and one of the teachers is like, holy shit, your art turned out pretty good. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she's like, can I submit it to a contest? I'm like, a contest? Whatever. So she submitted it, and apparently it won. So whatever the contest was, got it into a freaking art gallery. I'm trying to remember what the hell I painted. I think it was like some sort of like diving scene where there's like divers swimming to the bottom of the ocean, and they found something on the bottom and they were pulling it up, and it looked like some sort of weird treasure or creature of some sort. So whatever, I wish I would have took a picture of it, but that was back in the days when, back in my day, we really didn't have a lot of cameras. You had to buy a Polaroid and get film developed and all that shit. Yes, if you ever see some really shitty art in a museum in my city, now you know why. Or you have a hint. I swear I did it when I was like a kid, so I don't know how it got in there. No, I forget, or no, I remember one thing that was in that museum too, was like a human body that was made out of like barbed wire. So someone like took barbed wire and like bent it all to make the shape of a human body. And then my piece of artwork was like right next to it. It was really weird. Yeah, NFTs are so weird, right? Like I don't really like to bash and make fun of things and always try to see like one good thing or bad thing about it, but damn, when it comes to the NFT files, that's one thing it's so hard to find something good I like about them. So is there really a one-sided coin in this situation? It's just complete shit show. Now I know some people have like, they like NFTs and they tried to explain why they like it. And I get it that you could buy it and it could go up in value and then you could resell it for a profit. But it just seems so risky, right? Like, I guess there's worse investments. And then the whole environmental damage too. That really kind of rubs me the wrong way, the way our society is going, where the government really wants to take everyone's homes, put us into a communist housing unit where you really just get a free apartment, and then they pay you to stay home. And then everyone's like, oh, it's not so bad because you can just buy stuff. But what happens if the only stuff we can buy in that future is NFTs? So we're going to be living in a communist housing unit. No one has jobs. We just all stay home. And we all own nothing. We'll have empty apartments. Just NFT files. So obviously I don't think it'll get that bad. It sounds like horrible, but I don't know. That NFT file, that really gets into you're going to own nothing and then be happy about it. I'd much rather just own a physical object and not bother even trying to collect stuff that's going to profit or not. Yeah, and it does kind of sound neat in a way. Like, there's one thing I guess if I can find about NFT files that I would like is if you take that, fuck man, why is there no skip options here? Oh yeah, this is the competition. Now I was thinking about the Entropia way that they could use NFT files, is if you could create a virtual apartment within your apartment, like sort of like an augmented reality, so that when you got home from work, you would just put on your augmented reality glasses and all the NFTs that you own would actually be objects in your apartment, but you could only see them virtually. You'd have to wear the augmented glasses but that would be kind of neat, right? Like you have an empty apartment and everyone's like, man, your apartment sucks so bad. Look how empty it is. And then you're like, whoa, put on these glasses. And then you put them on and it's like your apartment's filled with all this expensive shit. It's just all virtual items. But they're NFT files, so you actually could sell it. What a fucked weird world that would be, but I don't even really like wearing a wristwatch. I tried to get back into wristwatches, but something about like strapping technology to your body, it just seems like bad vibrations for some reason. The magnetic fields or the frequencies or whatever it is. I'd much rather just stay natural and not be strapped with a whole bunch of gear. Augmented everything. It is neat though. Like, I admit it, when I put on the first smartwatch I ever wore, those are pretty wild. They almost tempted me to go back to wearing watches. The only reason I quit wearing wristwatches the last time is I just get sick of charging it. Like, the one thing that wristwatches in the old days were cool is you only had to like put the battery in once a year or whatever, right? So sometimes it would even last 2 years. Yeah, that's what it scares me when I see women put like phones between their boobs or around their butt and stuff. It's like, it's a lot of dangerous magnetic radiation. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's all just nothing and they're safe, but I don't know. I used to listen to a radio talk show host named George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM, and he would tell stories about how his sister ended up getting a tumor, and he was convinced it came from the cell phone because she was always holding the cell phone on the same side where she got the tumor. Oh, we died this time. Well, you never know. It could have been something else. Fuck, we actually died this round. Oh well. Win some, you lose some, right? Oh, we only won one. Or did we win two? So if anyone else is able to help on our team, Dimitri is still on our team doing pretty good. Stella, she's almost up to 400. Nick is getting close to 400. Yeah, I was really hoping Suki would come back and put a few new heroes in her team, but still no luck there. We really got to start swapping some of these players out with some higher levels if we ever can. So if anyone's able to help out with that, that'd be great. I guess you have to join our server and then work your way all the way up. Ooh, we got 6 of 6. Let's do her up. I think that looks pretty good. Nah, I don't know. I was debating if I should have the third beer or not. I'm already starting to get tired. Yeah, I guess we'll go for one more. YouTube terms of service says I can't drink excessively, so 3 will be where we'll call it. Yeah, so cheers everyone. Not to promote beer. It's the cause and solution to all of life's problems. Yeah, so that's the big news we heard. Nintendo stock could be crashing. Cryptocurrency crashing. I better fucking get this garage built before the whole fucking world crashes. No, someone was telling me the RV sales are starting to tank. Like, everyone can't afford to drive their RV anymore because gas prices are so high. So a lot of people are starting to unload their RVs for cheap. Which is kind of funny because for a while they were like all-time high prices. So I don't know if it's just like leveled out back to what normal prices used to be. So I don't know. Who knows? If I build the garage up north and get the studio done, if we can work out some sort of situation or we get a cheap trailer, who knows? Maybe George or some of the other viewers, if anyone has a trailer and they're just like, hey, they got nowhere they can park it and they want somewhere they can park it, like a big driveway, I'll talk to the city, confirm it first, but I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to park RVs. I know the guy next to my property does it, so... Yeah, $8 a gallon for gas. So who knows? Maybe some of the viewers, or maybe I'll pick up a cheap RV, but that's not a bad plan, I think. Go with a nice garage, so I got like a decent amount of space, 2 stories, fucking nice balcony so I can look out into the mountains, have a smoke and a beer looking over the mountains. That's always been a dream of mine. Not to mention having a home. That'd be a dream come true. Get a decent RV, fix the house. Holy fuck, man. Oh yeah, that's what my one buddy up north was telling me too. He said some of the mines up north have expanded so much in production that they're actually desperate to try to get more workers up north so that they can actually get enough people to work in the mines. And he said it's reached to the point where they ran out of housing. So any place that was for rent is all of a sudden not for rent anymore. So I don't know how true that is. The only thing I can think of as evidence is I looked online and I noticed it wasn't cheap to buy any houses anymore. Like when I bought my house, there was a couple other cheap ones that I almost had enough for. And the only reason I bought mine is I actually like the location best. I know it seems like a dumb thing to do, but I meet that guy one day. I wonder what he's like. I guess some of the other viewers have already met him before, but man, to me, he's like a mythical creature or figure because I've only seen his house from across the street and all these pictures I took. It seems so wild, all the statues made out of tinfoil. Like usually when you think of tinfoil shit, you're like, oh, tinfoil hat or something. This guy has like a whole tinfoil house. And he's my neighbor. Yeah, go figure, eh? Where does Leland live? Next to the guy with the tinfoil house. No, I shouldn't make fun of him. Hopefully he's a cool neighbor. I don't know. The only thing that kind of bugs me sometimes with neighbors is if neighbors have a whole bunch of really young kids that like scream and cry all the time. Oh god, that could be a nightmare. So hopefully that's not the situation. And you gotta figure, even no matter how bad your neighbors are for loud, if you insulate your house or garage good enough, shouldn't matter. You won't hear them. Someone was telling me that the heating bills, obviously up north, are ridiculous. So I'll probably spend enough on insulation that you could yell inside, no one would hear you. I know, that didn't sound good. What is a pint? You know, actually, the only reason I know the size of a pint is one of the old beer bottles that I used to collect was a pint. So it said pint on it. I think it's slightly more than a regular sized beer. Can't remember how much more. Maybe it's double the size of a beer. I can't even remember. Yeah, it's bigger. I remember that. red bar in the streaming. Not sure what happened there. Oh, back to yellow and green. Maybe the internet just didn't want me to tell when my plans were for going up north. So the assassins don't hear it. Excuse me. No, my plan isn't for sure though, but yeah, I'm aiming for the end of the month. And the funny thing too is the perfect time to climb Mount Kebinus is right at the end of the month for both months. So it's like either I do it either at the end of May or at the end of June. So I'm thinking if I come up at the end of May, I'll probably just miss it and then have to stay for a whole month in order to get it. Or I'll arrive just in time. Oh, it's going to be close. No, really what I want to do is climb Kebinus on a new moon. Because if you go during a full moon, sure it's pretty good, but if you want to go for like stargazing, the new moon is what you're after. Alright, looks like we might get a victory here. Yeah, so what I'll end up doing is probably spending a week or two doing the demolition, if I do it all by myself, or I'll be hiring someone to help the demolition, and hopefully we can do it in a week. And then what I plan to do is actually, instead of wasting all the building materials from my old garage, fucking wood is so expensive right now. So really what I plan to do is demolish the garage, but save all the joists. Obviously, if I can't save some because they're beyond repair, then yeah, I won't save those ones, but because even if I can save like a good stack of building supplies, then I'll be able to save some money on my new porch because I'll be able to use some of the same wood. Oh yeah, one of my old podcast guests, he's a carpenter as well, so he says he lives up north in Quebec and he wants to help build a porch. So I'll call him up and I'll be like, yo, I saved all this wood. Let's build a porch. Yeah, so once we get the porch built, oh man, that'll be sweet. But I'm in a bad situation with my allergies and breathing. If I have to sleep in a building that even has the slightest bit of mold, I'll smell it right away. So really, sure it's going to be more expensive, and I'll have to tear it down. That'll be a lot of work. But hopefully we can salvage the wood and it'll make it worthwhile. So that way if I actually have to crash in there overnight, it won't be an issue. I'll be able to actually breathe in there no problem. It'll be a brand new building. That'll be fucked up, man. I can never imagine actually having a brand new building too. I don't think I've ever had a brand new anything that big. Like, I've never actually owned a brand new car or anything, so Jesus, brand new garage. That'll be a big step up in my life. I know to some people that's a joke, but yeah, to me it'll be something. If we can do it. Yeah, so the plan will be build the garage, and after that's built, can you imagine? Well, I guess a week of demolition, then call the company and be like, yo, we're ready to fucking start building the garage. And however long they take to book, who knows, maybe they'll take a whole year to book it, or maybe they'll be able to book it in right away. So then that could be like another week or two possibly for then that to be built. So then we're looking at the end of June. And then at that point, hopefully I can talk to my brother and be like, yo, my garage is built. Can you help me take the truck up and bring a load of furniture? And the funny thing, the weirdest thing when I bought that old house up in Kearns, it came with everything. So I actually have like almost a fully furnished house. There's dressers, bed frames, and everything already in it. So that's the one weird thing I was thinking. I really don't even run into that bad of a problem with getting my house furnished or garage. It's because I already have everything. It's fucked up. I wonder what happened to the old people and why they couldn't bring their stuff when they sold the house. It's so weird, right? Like, who sells their house and leaves everything in it? It's fucked up. That's why I was hoping that someone didn't die in there or something. I was wondering why. Such a weird situation. But I guess, yeah, I'll still talk to my brother, see if we can bring a truckload of better furniture. Because all the furniture that's there isn't very good. The dressers are okay. The bed frame, yeah, I definitely would want a better one. Yeah, and then once you can bring a truckload of furniture up there, that'll be strange, because then I'll be like, holy shit, my place will be nice. Oh, that's the one thing too. Talk to my buddy Frank at that point, be like, hey man, we gotta fix the bathroom. Or maybe I'll talk to the contractors that I work with to build the garage. Be like, guys, we gotta fix this bathroom enough, just enough for me to use it. It actually might even be usable now. I'll have to try to go through my photographs and find out what the bathroom looks like. Cause shit, man, if the toilet's already working, oh man, that would be hilarious. Then I won't have to worry about not having a washroom. Yeah, that'd be hilarious if I managed to fix the bathroom within the first month. I'd be like, alright, we got a working bathroom, fucking garage I could sleep in. Man, that'll be crazy. Now then it reaches the point where we're at the end of July, or beginning of July. Do I want to put in solar at that point? Or if the neighbor has said, yeah, you can just plug in an extension cord and pay me some money for hydro. Can you imagine that I go up there, build the garage, and I ask the neighbor, and he's like, yeah, there's no problem. Just pay me an extra $100 and you can plug in. Then I'll be like, holy fuck, then this studio would be already ready. Yeah, that'd be fucked, man, if the guy says yes to hydro. But if he says no to hydro, then we'll be like, oh, that's no big deal. We'll just either get a generator, well, we'll probably do both, generator and solar. Who knows, maybe even a bit of wind turbines. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll put a wind turbine on top of that giant tower and then hook a camera to it as well. Yeah, so that'll be quite the adventure. No, please do correct me. I get shit wrong all the time. Now, that's the one reason I think I find really smart women the most attractive, is because they can help correct shit. I fuck up so much stuff. That's the one thing in life. If a woman's super smart, then she knows better than to date me. Hey, cowboys, how's it going? Pimp. I wish. And I've actually known a few pimps over the years, and for some reason, I guess it's a hard job, right? But it's surprising how nice of a guys they usually are. I guess it's a hard job, right? No pun intended. Yeah, that's all I always look at. Every time I go through life and I see someone that has a really hard job, I'm like, man, look at that person's job. Now, some days you see someone's job and you're like, man, I can't believe someone does that for a living, right? One time I was in Toronto and I was watching these guys and they had pickaxes. I'm like, what are you guys picking? And they're like picking the fucking street. And I'm like, what the hell are you picking there? And they're like, they're picking ice out from the track. I'm like, what? And there's like an LRT track. So they had these pickaxes and they're fucking picking ice out of the track. I'm like, Jesus, how long do you have to do that? And he's like, you gotta pick the whole track by hand. Everywhere there's ice. I was like, holy shit, man, that job sucks. I didn't tell him that the job sucked, but I'm like, whoa. Fuck, man, pickaxe. You gotta pick all the ice out of that track. Now, some people would say that's a great job because you're gonna get a good workout and everything, but holy, right downtown Toronto, you got all these cars honking at you, trying to get through traffic. There you are picking the ice out. Selling the ice where it's needed. Now, one of the craziest jobs I've ever seen in Toronto is they got guys that are working at medieval times. I don't know if anyone's been to medieval times. It's my fucking favorite place in the world. Every time I go there, I can barely fight the tears back. I'm like, oh, I'm just in heaven. No, it's medieval times. They got these guys that ride horses, and they got all the armor and stuff on from the old days. And they also got these like big weapons like swords and battle axes. And oh God, when they're fighting on the horseback, I'm like, oh, imagine that was your job. It's like you wake up one day and you're like, you know what? Today I got to go to work. I'm going to be riding a horse. I'm going to be fighting someone with an axe. Like, fuck, man, that's his job. What a wild job that would be. You never want to go hungover that day, right? You go to that job and you're like, oh, fuck, man, I'm so hungover today. I don't know how I'm going to ride the horse without puking. And they get to fight, to fucking battle for a queen. That'd be such a wild job. No, some people make fun of medieval times because they're like, man, the food isn't very good. I'm like, yeah, the food is average. But who cares about the food, right? Like, and the thing that medieval times makes up for with the food, they give you all you can eat. And they bring it right to you. So you don't even have to go get it. So it's like, dear God, man, who doesn't like that? Like giant portions of food. It's actually so much, it's almost too much. Really, a lot of people don't even finish half of it. I can't waste food, so I'll eat it no matter what, but man, what a feast they give you. And people make fun of it because they don't give you utensils, so you can't use a fork or spoon or anything. But a lot of it's like medieval time foods, like they give you soup or something, so you can just drink it out of a bowl. You don't need a spoon. Or they'll give you chicken, so you can just eat it with your hands. The only part that medieval times kind of freaked me out a little bit is they used to do a show with like birds. So they get like all these big birds like hawks and eagles and all that kind of stuff. And they fly around right by everyone's faces and heads. And they tell you not to move because if you move too sharply, they might attack you. But while the birds are flying around is when they give you the chicken to eat. So I thought that was a little bit weird. You're like eating chicken while birds are flying around you. So I was like, that's a little bit too much. But other than that, it was all home run. Definitely liked it. Yeah, the wrens or wenches. No, apparently you're able to call people wenches there. Not get kicked out. Wench, bring me another beer. Or ale. Yeah, the Jungle Books. Yeah, I still can't even imagine. If I'm sitting there at my new garage, having a barbecue, celebrating the new garage with everyone that helped build it. Holy man, that'll be one hell of a year this year. So that's what I was thinking, man. Like, at one point this year kind of hit like rock bottom. I was like, shit, man, my uncles died. Family's in rough shape. My grandma died. It's like everyone I was hanging around with seems like they were all getting old and dying. I was like, God, hopefully something rebounds this year. And then this might actually be the year that my garage gets completed. 10 years of trying. So it was really good timing in a way. That's the only thing I think that I might actually succeed this time. That would be the best timing. The worst low with the ultimate high right after. That would be sweet. That's what really life is all about. You can't get too down the dumps. Sure, shit's gonna hit the fan, but hopefully it can rebound back. It doesn't take for too long. Now, I'll have to be careful what the universe has in store next. It almost seems like everything's falling too much into place. Some curveballs coming. I see it. Now, I'm thinking it's going to be a real adventure, maybe for the demolition of the old garage. That could be the problem. I'll have to make sure I get some good insurance before I get started on all these projects. Don't want a building crew working on a site with no insurance. Oh, I'll see, I bet you any money Google is going to send me an ad for insurance now. So weird. Every time I talk about stuff on podcasts, they start sending me the ads. I'm like, what? Are you guys really like putting an algorithm that listens to the fucking show? So weird. Surely that's not what they actually do. Now, some people are worried too that if I go up north and I get this garage and all of a sudden I have like a cheap place to stay, am I just going to get lazy and sit around and play video games all day? Let's hope not. Now, really what I'm going to try to do up north is to be extra productive, do more filming, use the studio, go on adventures and places that I've never been before, like Quebec and different mountains and camping sites, trails, rivers. I'll probably go on extra train trips. So hopefully I just won't get lazy if this all works. Now that's the one thing I realized when I first started this plan of getting the garage. That really was the ultimate goal. Not that I really wanted to be super lazy, but just to have the option to do whatever you want, right? Not be swamped where you're just like stuck with a huge mortgage. You have to go to like a job for like 50 hours a week that you hate for like 40 years. It's like, fuck that shit. Even if I have to have like a mediocre garage, it's better than that. Yeah, learn about poisonous plants, do nature videos. I know my channels probably will do better with video game stuff than nature stuff, but God, if I'm staying up north, I'll be around all my favorite mushrooms that I just can't find in the city. So yeah, there will be a lot more different things I can do. Hopefully I just won't be tempted to drink beer and sit on the balcony all day. But I'll try to do a good balance of both. If it even works. It's 10 years of trying, so if I fail again, I will not be surprised. That's one thing with failure. Some people get so afraid to fail in life But really, sometimes you get failing so much in life that it really just doesn't bother you anymore. You're like, oh, another failure. What else is new? And then you can really try, right? Because you're trying stuff that if you're so afraid to fail, you just never would. Being a failure isn't always all bad. And who knows, maybe this garage will be the first success yet. Let's hope. No, actually, I got some good leads this week on Mennonites. So apparently the Mennonites, not to get them into trouble, but apparently they can do some cash jobs for really good prices. So I was like, oh, well, how the hell am I going to get a hold of them, right? Like, I'm in another city. If they don't have a telephone or the internet, how the fuck am I going to reach them? But there's some actually friends of mine in the area, so they're going to try to get a hold of the Mennonites for me. I was like, shit, man, if I get teamed up with Mennonites, fuck, man. The Mennonites have helped my family in the past, and they're really good builders. I don't know, not to be stereotypical or anything. Maybe some Mennonites aren't as good as others, but so far the ones that I've seen as builders, fucking amazing. So if they're able to help fix my place, oh man, that will be some next level repairs. We might even fix the house if the Mennonites are helping. Yeah, the Mennonites would probably look at the problems I got the house and they'd be like, fuck, 10 grand, we can fix it. I'd be like, what? That's the kind of prices Mennonites got, right? So, I don't know, it's probably wishful thinking. We'll even contact the Mennonites, but dear God, if we can, oh, they fix the foundation to the house, could put on a second floor on the house. That's the shit the Mennonites could do. Or the Amish. I don't even know which community is there. It'd be wild to meet them. No, my family has always worked with them in the past, but I never got to, so it'll be a first-time experience for me working with the Mennonites. Maybe that'll be the biggest part of my YouTube channel yet. Just doing all these wild adventures, getting it all in film, and it'll be fun to work on some videos for different projects for a change. Not that I hate doing Clone Evolution episodes, but it's kind of neat to think that I'll be doing bigger and better projects in different environments for a change. Building a fucking garage will make one hell of a time-lapse video. Contact the Luddites. Man, that's hilarious. You know, I was just researching the Luddites. I'd never even heard of them before. What are the odds of that? You're scaring me, Steadfast. It's like we're a married couple already, finishing our sentences. Yeah. Now, I had that happen one time where I was dating, well, not really dating, just hanging out with this girl. And yeah, she was freaking me out because every time we talked, it's like we would finish each other's sentences. It was like, oh God, this is like the perfect coupling they talk about. It's like, get me out of here. No, it was a little bit neat in a way, but scary in others. No, I guess being on the same train of thought. No, I should get the clip of the Luddites. Just so everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's actually a show about another topic about assassins. It's weird how the assassin topic keeps coming out. So if anyone's heard of this episode of The Simpsons, it's arguably one of the best. Hellfish. Alright, so we'll go to it. Now, big shout out to the Simpsons fandom. Should be okay to show it here. So this is arguably the best episode of The Simpsons. It's called Simpsons the Flying Hellfish. It's like a team of assassins, and apparently Abe Simpson, or Homer Simpson's dad, used to be a member. So if you go through this episode, some parts of it are pretty cool. But I don't know if they have the whole thing. We'll have to go to the transcript of it. I'll just put it off the screen so I can look it up, and hopefully don't find anything that can get the channel in trouble. Transcript. There it is. No, it's kind of nice. Some websites, they actually give you an archive of all the old Simpsons episodes. So you know, some people say the Simpsons like to predict the future. Check this one out. One of my old show topics all the time was the Magi. So I was really into the Magi, and I realized that they're Zoroaster followers. It's like the religion of the Zoroastrians. I'll just have to go to find a word. Sorry if there's some bad words that come up here. Here it is. So Mr. Burns, he opens up his Rolodex of cards, and this Rolodex of cards has all of his most evil connections. So look who's in it. He says, he opens it, and it says the mesmerists, like the people who do hypnosis, the dowsers, that's the people that like try to find water. Yeah, with water with divining rods. And then the Luddites. So the Luddites are listed as some of the worst or the most evil connections that Mr. Burns has. And then also the Zoroastrians. The Zoroastrians are the oldest religion in the world. They're like the ones that follow the ancient Anunnaki religion. So if anyone's wondering why they're in there, apparently the Zoroastrians also have some of the richest people in the world, because their money goes all the way back to like the kings of Babylon. So I don't know how true that is, but I just thought it was kind of neat that Steadfast brought up the Luddites. Or was it Luddites? Let me check that again. I might have gone way off on a tangent about nothing. But yeah, it was Luddites. Yeah, so if anyone's ever heard of the Luddites before, they're also in Mr. Burns' famous episode of The Simpsons with the Zoroastrians. Zoroastrians. Now, if people don't know what the Zoroastrians are, yeah, there's a whole rabbit hole in there. All the Zoroastrians I've ever met were actually super nice. So I don't really understand the whole reasons why Mr. Burns says they're super evil. It could have been just a joke, right? Who knows? Maybe the Luddites are nice people too. I've actually never heard of Luddites before, so I'll have to look into that. Luddites. Now, there's probably some other stuff to that Hellfish episode of The Simpsons that I missed, but the Zoroastrian part was cool. The assassin part, I guess, was pretty cool. The Luddites part was cool. Oh, Luddites believe in some sort of utopia. That'd be kind of cool. The only thing that freaks me out about utopia is I sort of realize that utopia is like a worst case scenario. Because as soon as everything becomes a utopia, that's when everyone gets really depressed. because we got no challenges to try to face anymore. It's really all the hardships and the challenges that keep people going, right? As soon as everything gets really easy, like a utopia, it's a disaster. So that's the one thing I worry about too. If I get the garage built up north and everything does turn out great, will it be a mixed blessing? Let's hope not. I'll try to stay active. I won't just be playing video games all day. No, that is one of the biggest risks if anyone's heard about moving up north. There's definitely some addiction issues. I know a lot of my friends, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the ones that moved up north definitely seemed like they had some addiction issues going. But who doesn't get those addiction issues, right? But some people argue that it happens up north more often. I don't know how true that is, especially if you compared it to Toronto. But, yeah, to each their own. Now, I've always had addiction issues, so that's one of the worries I'd face. Hopefully I wouldn't get too carried away drinking booze all day. Especially if I found a cheap source for booze. If I could find like cheap moonshine or something, oh god, I'd be in trouble. Hey Mohammed, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's one thing I always envy about the Muslim religion is breaking free of the, apparently being able to break free of the alcoholism. The only thing that it bugs me about that is being forced to do it, because yeah, then you're not really breaking free as easily, but alright, let's try that again, but with different heroes. I don't know, I was watching some travel videos where some of the YouTubers I watch were trying to buy alcohol in some of like the most strict regions against alcohol, and they were still able to find it for sale. So I was thinking even in the worst laws against it, you could probably still find it. Yeah, but man, that bar that they found in that video was definitely well hidden. It was like in the slums. I think, where was it? Mumbai. Yeah, the downtown Mumbai. Trying to find a bar that sells alcohol. Who knows? Maybe Mumbai isn't even illegal. They're just having a rough go. Yeah, the only reason that I ever drink alcohol, well, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons I do it is definitely for the rinsing your body out. Like anytime you've like trying to like cleanse your body out, it seems like if you drink alcohol, it definitely gets everything out of you. Better than most things can. But who knows if that's really true. Maybe just drinking a lot of water would do that too, but I don't know. To me, I find alcohol definitely rinses my whole system out. Especially even like your cardiovascular system. Probably really doesn't have that effect, but I don't know. Seems like having a glass of wine. Maybe there is something to that. Alright, so how the hell am I going to beat this battle? What the fuck? Try Monk, maybe? With... yeah, I need Genie in here. That's the problem. Let's take out Tengu, put in Genie. See if that does it. Now, that's what I notice sometimes when I'm, like, fasting for a long time. I'll try drinking some alcohol, and it'll get rid of, like, a lot of the leftovers that I couldn't get rid of when I'm trying to fast. Rinses your whole body right out. But, yeah, other than that, the one thing I hate about alcohol is definitely the buzz. It's too strong. That's one thing I like about weed, is it's definitely not near as strong as alcohol. Well, unless you start doing edibles. If anyone saw my birthday episode. Yeah, weed can definitely get too strong. But in most cases, alcohol is definitely way too strong compared to weed. Especially if you want to get shit done too, right? That's what I was thinking. Like countries where everyone is just drunk all the time, the productivity must be so much lower. Because yeah, if you're not drunk all the time, you can actually get shit accomplished. I know it's fun to just lay around and be drunk and do nothing all the time, but it's not really accomplishing much, right? Oh, fuck. Another bad... Shit. Only one died. It's tempting to keep going. Yeah, I guess it's really all about balance. There really is no be-all, end-all solution. Some places will like alcohol, others won't. It's nice to visit both. Now, I keep looking into the Saudi Arabian prince. I don't know if anyone's been watching what he's been doing with the video game industry. I know some people are not really into Saudi Arabia. They don't really follow it at all. But man, I've been watching what they've been doing and holy shit. They're setting the stage to release one of the best video game consoles that's ever released. So I don't know if it's really going to happen. I would say like a 90% chance. Obviously, there's still a 10% chance that nothing will happen of it, but fuck, man, he bought up one of the best video game companies. He bought up all the developers, and he's using the Saudi oil money. So he's not running out of money anytime soon. Yeah, it's hard to believe, that the Saudi oil money could end up being used to revolutionize the video game industry. Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of new deals where he bought a whole bunch more shares of the company. So some people were worried that if he got 50% of the control, he'd be in control. Now he's got like 90%. So yeah, he's definitely got control now. Hey, Kaminsky. Hey, yeah, long time no see. I was just thinking, I haven't seen Kaminsky in ages. Yeah, it's hard to pick a good place to move. Like, I don't know, I've tried moving places so many different times and I never find one that sticks. If my garage goes up and I like it, damn if I'm not going to try to make it work. Let's hope. That's the one thing that bothers me every time I read my Facebook. I'm always like, Leland was born here and is still here. It just doesn't sound right, right? Normally when you're born somewhere, not to say everyone has to move somewhere, but really it feels like you're still in the nest, so to speak, right? You really should branch out. Try to live in a new city and see if you can do it. Especially if you need a change in your life. If you're getting stuck in a rut where you feel like you're stuck and not going anywhere, try a new city. Not to offer moving advice. No, chances are I'm going to build this garage or fail building it and it's going to be a nightmare, but at least I could say I tried. At least I'm in this situation too where I'm lucky I don't have a family and kids that are depending on me in order to succeed, so at least I can take some bigger risks. That's the one thing, yeah, when you get down in the dumps so you never had a family, if it happens to you, at least your life is at a point where it does offer opportunities that normally you wouldn't have. Not to say those opportunities are ideal and you should try to get in that situation, but if you're already there. Oh, a compound in another country, yeah. I was actually pretty happy that I didn't buy the condo in Mexico. Because, yeah, I was thinking about that, man. If I try to get too much into Mexico, I'd be, like, over my head. Like, let's face it, even going to another city, that's far enough for me, I think. If I start going to another country, I think that's, yeah, it's really pushing it. Who knows, maybe like when I'm in my 50s or 60s, then I'll try moving to Mexico, but yeah, not yet. Let's try this battle. It's not to say I'll never go on vacation there, but I think it's a better idea just to set up shop in Canada. God, man, those condos in Mexico, damn tempting though. Holy shit, were they tempting. Like, where else in the world can you buy a condo for 10 grand, right? Like, fuck. You're running out of options. Even the slums of Mexico, it's hard to find them. That would have been a wild adventure, though. Can you imagine buying a condo in the slums of Mexico, trying to survive? That would make one hell of a YouTube channel. I swear to God, maybe we will do that someday. No, not to make fun of anyone living in the slums. I know it's not easy. They don't need some YouTuber making fun of them. No, I've actually, not to say I've lived in slums, but yeah, there's definitely been rocky parts of my life, so I can relate to bad times. Yeah, if anyone wants to see the cheap prices in Cancun, maybe I'll show it before we wrap up. Not to be like a real estate agent or anything, but... Alright, so which battle can we play? I think we're all out of battles, eh? We beat all those, we beat all those. Gotta stop saying that. Oh, here's some silver ones. Alright, so we'll see if we can find it. Hopefully this is still loaded. It's not what Alec Baldwin said. No, I'm referring to a website here. Sorry, that was a horrible joke. Now, I was hoping this website would still be loaded, and it looks like it is. Alright, so what happens is, if you go to Cancun, Mexico, and you go south to like Mayan Riviera, it's not even far drive, like an hour maybe. Probably half that. So anyways, you drive from Cancun down south, you come to these spots where you can buy like gated community houses for $80,000. Comes with a 4-bedroom house, fucking pool, and it's shared pool, but still like a 4-bedroom house, for fuck's sakes, right? Brand new. So what the catch to this is, because it's so cheap to buy it brand new, if you go like back to Cancun, like just an hour north or even a half hour, and you go to the slums, that's where you can buy condos for 10 grand. Why? Because you can buy a new one for 80 grand, right? So they really have to lower the price. So I don't know if those prices will still be there for long, but yeah, you can buy a condo in the slums of Cancun for like 10 grand. Why? Because it's like 10 years old, and a brand new one with like a 4-bedroom house is 80 grand. So it's crazy, right? But the thing is, they have like guards that guard it for $45 a month because there's gangs that'll try to rob you. So yeah, it's definitely like a rough neighborhood, a lot of crime. Military's actually there trying to stop the gangs. It's got that bad. But you can get a 4-bedroom house for 80 grand. Or go for the condo in the slums for 10 grand. It's tempting, right? It's like, I could get shot, but oh man, I could afford a house. Oh yeah, the transfusion thing. Yeah, it's weird how some, if you need a transfusion, some religions are actually against that. It's fucked up, eh? You think even in modern times they'd still be against that. No, luckily I've never had a blood transfusion yet, but my dad's had one so bad that I think he said he lost like a deadly amount of blood where they had to do it or he would die. Oh, we lost. Wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, isn't that the biggest conundrum, right? Like to just take the risk, go to Cancun, Mexico, buy a cheap condo, actually have a house. I actually faced that choice once when I almost bought a house in Detroit. Because I was like, man, you could buy like a 4-bedroom house in Detroit for $2,000. That's how cheap they got. Everyone's like, how the hell did it get that cheap? Well, you had fucking gang members going up and down the street shooting at everyone, right? So, yeah, it was a little bit cheaper. But God, man, can you imagine going to Detroit, buying like a 3-bedroom house for $2,000? I was tempted. I really should have done that and just took my chances with the gangs. Like, who knows? Maybe you could get in good with the gangs and have some great parties. Or just get shot. No, it's weird to look around the world just to find all the different cheap real estate prices. The main reason I look at different places is mine is one of the most expensive in the world where I live. So it's really kind of shitty. And that's why I think the universe really wants me to move in a way. Because I'm in the spot where it's most ideal to move away from. It's so fucking expensive. I don't know if anyone's seen the plan, what Canada's planning though, but if they get everyone's houses up to like $10 million, they can just charge you $100,000 a year in property tax. Most people won't be able to keep their house anymore. Well, I shouldn't say most. Maybe some people can afford $100,000 property tax, but I'd be fucked. God, even 1,000, I'd be fucked. No, I shouldn't say 1,000, I'd be fucked. 10,000, I'd be fucked. Now, I was very fortunate this year when I did my income tax with one of the community volunteers. He's like one of the expert income tax guys. He got me a pretty good return this year. I was kind of pissed that I didn't go to him years prior because I got really shitty returns when I did it. Whatever he does differently, he's very good at it. Next time I go to do taxes, I'll definitely try to go to him. Yeah, I've been looking into the different camping laws for different provinces to try to find out where in Quebec I'm allowed to camp. And as far as I found out, you're not allowed to camp in like official parks, but as long as it's like crown land, you're usually allowed to camp. So I'm hoping that's what Mount Keminis falls on. Hopefully it's crown land and it's not considered a park. And even if it is considered a park, I guess technically you can camp on it as long as you don't go to sleep. So I may just have to pull a few all-nighters if I want to go up and spend the night and see the stars. I'm sure we can find other things to do. Now, listen to tunes, have a campfire. Yeah, I'm trying to decide what camping gear I want to bring for my trip up north in June. I've got some really neat camping gear, but it's always a weight issue. Like, how much camping gear do I really want to carry the whole time? So I'll have to find out how many tents to bring, how many pillows, how many blankets. Once you weigh all that, then you see how much you actually have left that you can carry. It's usually not much. One of the best tricks, if anyone's doing outdoor camping trips, is using those NASA blankets, or they're basically like sheets of saran wrap, or not saran wrap, foil. Mylar, that's what it is. Mylar isn't comfortable when it comes to blankets, but yeah, they definitely keep you warm. And they're light as a feather. Now, some of my camping gear looks so funny. It looks like I'm camping on like the moon or something, but hey, it does the trick. Mylar blankets. Now, if anyone's seen the extreme tents that you can get, this one tent I have is so small, it's like the size of a pop can. So when you pack it, it's like, oh, most people are like, that's a tent? And I'm like, yeah, it's a very small tent. It can only fit one person, so. But yeah, if you're willing to go into a small tent, you can really get them small. I think the next trip I'll probably bring up a few tents. Oh yeah, that's one rule that they got for camping in Quebec, is you're not allowed to leave the site anything different than when you arrived. So I have to be careful. Sometimes I forget to take down the shelters, because sometimes I'll like build a shelter, put the tent under it, take the tent down, but then yeah, you're supposed to take the shelter down too. Makes sense. I'll have to remember to do that. Yeah, once your property tax reaches $100,000 a year, it really is to the point where, like, why are you even living in a house at that point? Might as well just live in a car, live in a tent. Because, yeah, I don't want to spend all my life just paying taxes. Now that's hopefully what this plan up north, living in a garage, could be the ultimate way to get low property tax, but I bet you it won't last for long either. It'll only be a matter of time before it's up there in like thousands for tax too. The one thing I'm lucky is at least I already own the property and it's all paid off, so I don't have any mortgage or anything like that. I almost tried to resell it when I sort of ran out of money and was getting some bad health issues, but thankfully I wasn't able to sell it. And even when I couldn't sell it, I was like, you know what, maybe it's better I don't sell it, so try not to force selling it. I know sometimes I've sold property at a loss before because I was like panic mode, needed money. Yeah, 21 days in Ontario. Yeah, Ontario's got a lot of strict rules. Yeah, that would be so funny. The garage studio plan works. Throw a big barbecue, bring up the furniture, and stay in a garage or a studio for, say, the entire summer until it got cold enough that I could go back to the city and start making money shoveling. That'd be one hell of a wild adventure for a summer. But that'd be a best case scenario. The odds of everything working out that good. Normally how my trips go, I go so optimistic, I'm gonna get all this work done. 2 or 3 days or even a week into it, I'm like, oh god, I'm not making any progress. Just give up. So hopefully it goes better than that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Salt actually did so much damage to our property in the winter this year. I was like, fuck, I wish we were using something better than salt. One of the cities that I live in, it's like 2 cities in one. It's called Waterloo. And they actually use beet juice, like the food, beets. So yeah, so they take beet juice and they use that instead of salt. I don't know. I guess it works, but you always think beet juice, like what the hell? Shouldn't people be drinking that instead? It's like food. Why would you use food to pour on the roads, but to each their own. No, beet juice is actually one of my favorite soups, like borscht. So I was like, fuck, man, why would you pour borscht all over the roads? Just bring it to my house, I'll drink it. No, borscht is really good because it's one of those soups that's high in iron. So if you need more iron, borscht is for you. Not to offer dietary advice. Alright, so I think today's the day. Maybe we should do it. Let's try doing some new stuff. Oh, I guess we got 3 more of these battles to beat first. I don't think I should have played this guy. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even check what level he was. Ah, we lost. Yeah, it looks better. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Let's try that. Famous last word. Oh, we lost again. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is getting hot weather this year, but it seems like we're actually starting to get some hot weather. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's the hottest ever, hottest ever. I don't believe that yet, but it's definitely warming up. No, normally in our house, the heat temperature gets so bad that all the pipes start dripping because they get condensation from having cold water in the pipes, but the outside of the pipes is boiling hot because it's so hot outside. And we never got that last year. So last year was actually a pretty cold year. I don't know, a lot of people tried to say it was super hot last year. I think maybe we had a couple good heat waves, but overall, it definitely wasn't hotter. Oh, fuck, I picked the wrong battle. Whoops. Dumb. Alright, so we got a lot of losses this time. I'd like to blame the alcohol, but I think that was all my fault. Idiot! Yeah, we got smoked. 0-3. Man, that guy had a good team. The opposite of my team. Alright, let's see. Consume heroes. Now, I was thinking today's episode, what we should do, let's make some heroes. I think I can make at least one new one. Let's try it. We need a lightning hero so bad. Keep your fingers crossed, everyone. Let's try to get lightning here. Oh, fire. Piece of shit. Oh well. Can't win them all. Or in our case, none. I even started collecting lightning frags because I was like, man, I just can't get a fucking lightning hero to save my life. Alright, so we're 7 away from another one. And we finished 2 away from that last event. Alright, so can we consume the heroes? Let's do that next. Oh, we made them already. Yeah. No, I think I got enough energy that we can make one more hero, then we'll start wrapping up the show. Oh, it just crashed now. So we'll have to do it next time. Alright, let's give a shout out to the viewers while we go to the fire screen. Alright, so let's see who we all had today. Holy shit, giant chat. Thanks everyone. Alright, so all 3 in. Augusto Pasco Basilio. What Gremlin? Steadfast. Mako Actus. Yeah, we'll try to get on Twitch soon. Who knows, maybe the ad revenue will be great on Twitch one day and we'll switch right over. But so far I think YouTube is just killing it money-wise. Especially big shout out to George. He keeps helping out with the super chats. It's awesome. Thanks, George. Alright, so Steadfast. And Cowboys. Cowboys Swag. Naked HD. Tried to stop them from spamming. Didn't work. Oh, bless me. I gotta try not to sneeze again. That was too many at once. Alright, thank God. Juice helped. Alright, so let's go Muhammad and Naked HD. Oh yeah, Kaminsky. Kaminsky's back. Thanks again, man. Good to see you. All 3 in. Alec McQueen. Have a good night. Thanks a million. And Mako Actus. Good day, bro. Good luck in your day. Thanks a million. Yeah, I appreciate everyone with the good luck for the project up north and the studio too. I haven't actually had my own house or been crowd surfing or couch surfing since I was 12, so the idea of actually having a stable living environment is almost like a foreign concept to me at this point in my life. So it's hard to believe that I might actually finish the garage and be able to store my stuff somewhere. That'd be wild. But anyways, yeah, so keeping my fingers crossed on that, and good luck to everyone else who's working on Clone Evolution or whatever other projects you got going too. Hopefully everyone finds a stable living environment. It's always nice. And if you don't have a stable environment, try to remember, it's not always the end of the world either. Managed to couch surf for, I guess, 30 years almost. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so yeah, good luck everyone. Let's give everyone a shout of applause for being in the chat today. Yeah, if worst comes to worst, maybe one day I'll just bust out the tent and yeah, just start camping full time. Just kidding. No, I shouldn't make fun of it because yeah, there's a huge tent city in our city. It's growing bigger and bigger by the minute. And it's probably because of the super high rent and all of the addiction issues, and with all the lockdowns that sort of ruined a lot of people's lives. So hopefully we'll be able to get some housing solutions that work for everyone, and we won't see everyone end up in tents, because yeah, it's not a good route to go. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate it. Take care and bye for now, and good luck in the events. What day is it today? Shit, today's Thursday, so we should be doing the casino spins next episode. Hopefully getting a new red hero. Alright, bye for now everyone. Good luck. I know I forgot part of the exit, but we'll do it next time. Later. Yeah, thanks everyone for a great chat. That was awesome. Almost feel like I have a normal life some days. Alright, see ya later.